Welcome back to Queen's Mindset. If this is your first time joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are super excited to have you here with us. And guess what, guys? It continues as we are on season 3 of Battered, Bruised, Not Broken. And guess what? Another powerful lady is here tonight to share her story with us. And I can't wait for you guys to hear, because guess what? It's going to be really, really, really good. So before we head right into it, if you have not done it already, I want you to go right ahead. Just hit that subscribe button just right below and make sure that you subscribe to this channel. All right, so let's head right into it. Welcome, Regina. So happy to have you here with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night. It's a privilege to be here, Kamisha. It's a privilege. Thank you for having me.
Most definitely. So, Regina, you have a powerful story to tell that I can't wait. I'm literally on the edge of my seat waiting to hear this again. And I know that the audience is also waiting as well. But before we head into it, I want you to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, my name is Regina Coppin, as you heard earlier. I am a mother of 2 children. They are 21 years old. I am from the beautiful island of Barbados. I am a pharmacist assistant. I am a quiet and humble person. And that is pretty much about myself.
Wow, short, sweet, and
First and foremost, I should have said is that I am a servant of the Most High God.
Amen.
Yes, first and foremost.
Amen.
So that is who I am in a nutshell.
Yes, yes. So, Regina, you have a powerful story. And like I said earlier, we can't wait to hear it. I know that you are a cancer survivor, but I want you to tell us, where it all began for you. Walk us through the process of when did you find out and how did you find out?
Okay. Well, since we're all adults here, let me tell you how I found out. It was during having intercourse that I would be bleeding during and after. So my partner would be like, Regina, you have to go and get this here checked out because this isn't normal. But being a mother, and you always tend to put yourself at the back, putting your children first, bills, you name it, you were always putting yourself at the back, neglecting yourself. Yeah. So I just tend to push it one side, having pains in my lower pelvis area. And then I went to the famous Dr. Google, as we all do sometimes. From the time we find out something is wrong with us, we always go to Dr. Google and, just searching to see what is going on with myself. And then eventually I built up enough courage to go to the doctor. So when I went to my gynecologist, she told me I had an abnormal pap smear. So with that being said, I everything just started happening so fast that she took swabs of blood from me and we call them like cultures to send them off to the lab to get tested and to then come back to me and give me my results after a period of time. So when it was going back into her, sorry, she told me when I'm coming to bring someone with me. But at the time, I did not take anyone with me because it was like after going and Google all these different symptoms and then just having a gut feeling that, something is wrong.
Yeah.
I went by myself. And then when I went into the office, she told me, Regina, you have stage 2, heading to stage 3 cervical cancer.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. So Regina, we have to act on this here now because the way it's spreading, you have to get the culture and everything off to the hospital. So with that, she called Dr. Chatrani at the hospital. He's the head of the gynecological department. And as I said earlier, everything was just happening so fast. So when she called Dr. She wrote up a letter for me to go straight to the hospital, a referral letter coming from my private doctor to the hospital. And I went straight to Dr. Chatrani. He reviewed me, and while he's talking to me, I am so concerned about, how long was this gonna take? Because he's telling me the length of time,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So is telling me every day I have to be at the hospital. And I'm just like, but I can't do every day at the hospital because I still have to work. I still have bills to pay. I still
Mm-hmm.
have children to support. So I was like, after I was like so frantic, and my partner being with me, he was like, Regina, stop worrying. So after Dr. Chatrani checked me out, he
Mm-hmm.
told me, Regina, I just want you to place your hands out. And with placing my hands out, he took the notes and hit me in the palm of my hand. So listen to me,
Wow.
no, baby. You cannot study about work at this time. You have to deal with your health. Your health is more important than
Yeah.
work. I said, okay. So after that, I had to go straight to the oncology department. This is the department where you deal with the cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go to Dr. Shanoy now. So
Mm-hmm.
when I'm there now, Dr. Shanoy is telling me no, I have to get 25, 25 radiation therapy,
Wow.
5 brachytherapy, and 5 chemotherapy. We know chemotherapy, we are familiar with chemotherapy.
Yeah.
Brachytherapy now is a internal radiation where there is a direct beam to the cancer where it will shrink the cancer. It will quote unquote damage good cells and bad cells. But the thing is to get the cancer shrunk. Um, and then the radiation now is an external radiation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm listening to the doctor and I am still like panicking, but trying not to let my family see me panicking because I remember when I told them after I heard from Dr. Dr. Archer,
Mm-hmm.
I told them I gathered up everyone who I couldn't gather up. My family, that some was overseas, my brother. I told them, I messaged him and I told everyone in my area about it. And I remember me just telling them and then leaving
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't deal with the emotions that were in the room. Everybody, from the time they hear cancer, they think about death,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
in my head, all the time, I'm saying, you know what? I got this. I got this. I got this. I got this even for me. I got this for my children. I got this
Yeah.
for every woman. I got this because I
Mm-hmm.
know God got me.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I had my first chemotherapy. Even before getting chemotherapy, you have to be prepped to get chemotherapy. I
Mm-hmm.
had to get, I remember me going to a hearing and speech therapist to see how my hearing and my speech is compared to when I get the chemo and any treatments, any side effects, or anything after.
Mm-hmm.
Every week I had to go and get blood taken
Wow.
because I had to test my blood to make sure that the hemoglobin is there and everything is up to standard and everything.
So
And
you
then I had to test. Go
so
ahead.
so question. So the chemotherapy can actually affect your hearing and your seeing and stuff?
Yes,
Wow. Wow. So it's very risky then.
yes. And
Wow.
depending on the stage cancer,
Yeah.
they have different types of chemo.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So how does
So
the so just not only for me but also for our listeners and watchers tonight, how
yeah.
does the chemotherapy work for someone who has cervical cancer? Like how it, because I'm just envisioning that you're going into this machine. Like, just walk me through how that looks.
Oh, the chemo is just like, I know when you ever visited the hospital
Mm-hmm.
and see people hooked up to this like a IV.
Mm-hmm.
So the chemo is like that. Some just
Okay.
come in a bottle,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, depending on the stage cancer and the type of cancer it is. So
Okay.
it comes in different sizes and forms. So it's just like a drip. It's like a IV form, and that is placed in your hand
Mm-hmm.
or wherever you feel comfortable to get it. But I need to get mine in my hand. So
Mm-hmm.
1 week it will be my right hand, the next week will be my left hand, and it was the alternate week. So the Brachy, the chemo, and the radiation therapy, it tends to take a toll on you.
I can imagine.
Yes. So after having getting tested for all of those different things, then you have to test the urine.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is then sent off to the lab. So when you go to get your chemotherapy that day, when you then get to the oncology department, that is when the chemo then will come up. So
Okay.
then you're prepped and everything. I remember my first time going there to get my chemotherapy. I was like, I got this. Until I mind you, I hate, hate needles.
Mm-hmm.
So see, getting the IV in my hand and then just watching it just drip. I remember the nurse saying, just find a comfortable seat. So I remember me looking for a lazy boy chair that was in there to sit
Mm-hmm.
down. And the room is really cold, mind you. So at a point in time, one of the nurses saw me just there saying, no, like shivering, and she brought a blanket for me. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what they do. Once they make sure that you're comfortable, and they bring blankets to make sure that you are comfortable where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just sitting on there looking at this thing that's dripping slowly, slowly. And I was like, I feel like I'm having an anxiety attack. But my partner's next to me, he's saying, you got this, you can get through this here. Don't look at the IV that's dripping. I was like, oh God, but the more I look at it, it's like it ain't going no faster.
Yeah.
But eventually that was over. And you see, from the time I got home, it was all over. I
Wow.
started vomiting. I was in the toilet, stooling, and it was just like I just don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
My everything. I remember me stepping in the house and something had my senses off. I was just vomiting. So imagine you having it. That's just my first chemo, mind you,
Mm-hmm.
and vomiting at the same time, stooling at the same time. So they're then telling me you have to eat what I can and cannot eat. And at this stage, I can't eat vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
green vegetables, because they tend to give you iron and then cause you to use the bathroom more frequently. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm already using the bathroom more frequently already as it is. I can't eat wheat or anything with big germ or anything like that because it's going to cause me to use the bathroom more frequently. So I was like, so what can I eat?
Mm-hmm.
So then they gave me this list of what the things that I can't eat, but nothing was staying down. Nothing at all was staying down. Everything was just coming up,
Wow.
and it was just it was just awful.
Mm-hmm.
But the grace of God kept me.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying in my mind is that this too shall pass.
Yes.
This too shall pass. And as I was saying earlier, remember me sitting down there getting the chemo, and I saw this sign on the wall
Yeah.
saying for persons who don't have transportation, if you
Mm-hmm.
want to get a ride to and from the hospital, you can contact the Barbados Cancer Society. So
Mm-hmm.
I did that, and I registered with the gentleman, and they needs to come for me and my mom. because then my mom will go with me to the hospital. My mom took time off from work to be with me so she could take care of me. And
Mm-hmm.
at that time, I told my children, I remember my children and I, we were supposed to travel that same year, that same day. The first day of my treatment is the day my children left the island. And I was glad in a way that they did not get to see me at such
Mm-hmm.
a
A low
vulnerable
point. Yeah.
stage. Yeah, I wanted them to just go and enjoy their vacation and enjoy themselves. But
Mm-hmm.
they would call and check on me, and I would tell them, I'm fine, I'm fine. I try to put on a happy face for
Yeah.
them, trying not to let them worry, but not knowing behind my back, they are contacting my nephew to find
Mm-hmm.
out, tell me how my mommy really doing.
Mm-hmm.
And he would tell them, but I wanted them to enjoy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But the road it was rough. I still have my challenges up to this very day. Persons would ask me, Regina, how you doing? It's like, I'm fine. But at that same moment, I might be feeling bad.
Yeah.
But I would say, you know what? This burden, this cross is mine to carry. And by the grace of God, I am going to carry this cross. God is my strength. And He is going to carry me through. I say, if I have to be a spokesperson for other women, you
Mm-hmm.
know, if this is what God will have me to do, this
Mm-hmm.
is what I will do for God and to encourage other women to,
Mm-hmm.
go and get your checks, your pap smears, um, go and get checked, anything, whatever it is pertaining to your health, not even only your cervix, your breast, any cancers, even in men, go and get yourself checked, so to avoid, because if you catch it at early stage,
Okay.
it can be treated. You won't have to go through so much treatments like I did, or any other person,
Yeah.
So
Wow. 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 Wow.
yeah,
That's
up to this,
awesome. Mm-hmm.
right. So sorry, up to this day, so some of these side effects are some of the side effects are long-term side effects.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I carry with me all the time. Many persons don't know that day.
Mm-hmm.
So we have, so one of these long-term side effects for me is early menopause. So
Mm.
at my age, I have menopause. Like menopause, well, like people say to
Yeah.
me, be like, you was a young girl, but like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, early menopause.
Wow.
So trying to deal with that and learning all about menopause and how it affects you and different and you know
Yeah.
so for me to this day is a learning
Mm-hmm.
process for me, but
So
like I said, I'm
did
giving God thanks. Go ahead.
yes, indeed. Did the cancer affect like your ovaries or your womb or anything like? Do you have to get any surgery or anything like that?
No, I didn't have to get any surgery with the brachytherapy, like I said, is an internal radiation
Mm-hmm.
where this radiation now, it was okay. Let me go back a little bit, right? The normal radiation is an external radiation where it is like a big machine. So this is the machine here,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the machine now I'm in the middle. This is the machine. So the machine now is beaming. So but it's by mine is so by I have cervical cancer, the machine was to the top of my vagina, to the top of my behind,
Mm-hmm.
and to the left and right side of my side. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember, but you don't feel the radiation. So you just go on the table, you just lie down, the machine does its thing,
Mm-hmm.
turn and turns, right? But you don't feel anything, right? But eventually, after a time, the you see the color of this hair, that was the color of my skin
Wow.
and that area, yes. So over a period of time, over a few years, I think it just starts to shed off, but it isn't as dark. The area isn't as dark as it first was, but
Yeah.
it was dark. But I couldn't feel anything.
Mhm.
But the side effects, I felt the side effects very strongly.
Mhm.
So the as I was saying, the normal radiation, you don't usually feel it. But the internal radiation, but it's a direct beam, I was feeling everything. That was excruciating pain.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow.
So I'm in the operating theater, and like if you're giving birth, your legs up and stuff. So it's all
Mhm.
these different machines, like we women, we have pap smears and stuff, so we know the machines and stuff that they use. So it's like machines like that there with beams, like wires, tubes getting directed to the source, and I I was like, I can't get this here, the playing music in the room and stuff, but the pain was so much. I
Wow.
was like, I can't take this here. This is so much. But
I can
I was
imagine.
like, God.
But how long was it? What was the timeline for you to do those therapy sessions?
Oh, okay. So I can't remember if I mentioned earlier, but the chemo was every week.
Mm-hmm.
So every week I will have the chemo,
Like a
right? And then every quarter,
for like an hour? Was it like hour per hour? Like an hour a week?
no, it was like a whole procedure. It was like a full procedure. So you have to get there early on mornings,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you won't get your chemo until, say, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So you're done at the hospital the whole day.
But how long you're sitting down and actually going through the chemo?
Um, I would say I would say like 2 hours.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Because like I said, it's just they're dripping slowly
Mm-hmm.
there, and if
That's draining. And also for the other type of therapy too as well, around the same timeline.
the radiation therapy, it was roughly to like 15 minutes.
Mm. Okay.
15 minutes. The brachytherapy was an hour.
Mm. And you had
Yeah.
to interchange. So you would have all three of those therapies happening in 1 week, or would it be like every other week?
So no, it was like every day was the radiation. Every
Okay.
day was radiation. So some days I would have the radiation, and
Mm-hmm.
some days I would have the chemo. So I would go and get radiation first and then come up to get the chemo,
Wow.
or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
But the brachytherapy took place after I had the radiation and the chemotherapy.
Wow. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. You're
Mm.
so brave. I hope you guys see you in this so brave because this is a lot for anybody to go through. There are some people who would not have, they would have just called it quits and said, you know what, look, I can't fight. I don't have it in me. But this shows that you are a fighter. And not only are you a fighter, but you're also an overcomer. So I want to
Yes.
talk a little bit about you said you had great support with your partner and also from your mom and also from your
Yes.
children too as well. But in
Yes.
telling them what happened, in terms of just telling them the news, okay, this is what I now learned that I have. How was that process for you? Walk us through that.
Everyone was everyone was in tears
Mm-hmm.
when I told them. Because like I said earlier, from the time you hear cancer, you think about death.
Yeah.
And I just cannot deal with. I was like, I got this here, I got this here, I got this, I got this here. Trying to be
Mm-hmm.
strong for them,
Yeah.
you know? So they won't feel bad for me. I was like, I got this here, I got this. That's all I'm saying. I got this. I got this.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, when I had my first radiation, I
Mm-hmm.
came home. I was like, God, I ain't got this here. I was ready to go. I
Wow.
ready to go. And this was the
Wow.
first ever treatment. It was like I ready to go. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. So you're dressing and saying you're going to the hospital. And after that, I just start putting on anything to go to the hospital. I remember even me being at the hospital and the women, they would try to encourage me, because they would see me every minute I'm going to the bathroom, you're holding over, you just the vomiting. I have a plastic bag with me, because I know I'm gonna vomit,
Yeah.
tissues, everything. So they would come and they would rub my back and they would rub my legs. So, okay, Gina, they call me Gina. Gina, you got this here, you got this. God got you.
Mm-hmm.
God got you. Remember this one particular lady, God rest her soul, Maria. She was like, Gertie girl. She was an elderly woman. She was like, Gertie girl, you can get through this. And I was like, oh, this woman coming in here, all bouncy and everything. And I feel so bad. And she taking this here like nothing.
Wow.
She's not with us now, but
Mm-hmm.
she was just full of life
Mm-hmm.
with it. It was like,
Wow.
I can get through this.
She
But
was also dealing with cancer too as well.
yes, she was also dealing with cancer. She had breast cancer. So I
Wow.
met a lot of women there, different ages with breast cancer. Some told me they don't have any breasts at all. They just have like, I don't know what you call it.
Mm-hmm.
So they will go to the Barbados Cancer Society and get I don't know the name, right? So it looks like they have breasts, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't have breasts, or one breast is on, the other next one is off. And
Wow.
they would tell me, sometimes you feel a little off-sided, off balance, They
Yeah.
just trying to give me their stories to just encourage me along the way.
Yeah.
We don't have the same type cancer, but we're all going through
Yeah.
something. And as women there, we're trying to encourage others, some people there with throat cancer, and seeing these big lumps. And like I say, my area was dark. Others necks are black because of the throat cancer or the lung cancer. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like these women are so strong. Men too, some men were there too.
Yeah.
And like I said, different ages, and
Mhm.
we were all there trying to encourage others. So me now, when I go to the hospital now for my check,
Mm-hmm.
I am able to encourage
Them.
them now how people were encouraging me. You
Yes.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That is really, really, really beautiful. So when you were going through that, were you a Christian at that time, or did you become a Christian after the fact?
I would say I became a Christian after the fact, but I always established that I
Mm-hmm.
am a child of God.
Yeah.
But me rededicating my life back to Christ, that is when I did it. After my treatments and everything, I was at a really low place. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm even going to get by. No, trying to figure out myself. Don't want to go anywhere because I'm having, like I say, I having these side effects.
Yeah.
I don't, I, every time I eat something, you can trust and believe I'm going to use the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
So even to go to the supermarket, I remember my mom telling me, come on, go to the supermarket. And I was like, Mom, I can't go to the supermarket, just to get me out to the house, to get a little pressure because I was just stuck in the house all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, Mom, you got a bathroom at the supermarket. I need to know where the bathroom is. So to this very day, anywhere you're taking me, I need to know where the bathroom is. I need to know how that facility is before I go
Mm-hmm.
because I know how my body operates.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. And how long now would you say that you have been able to overcome? How long are you cancer being cancer free now? For how many years?
Um, I have been cancer. The cancer is in remission for now
Mhm.
2 years. 2 years.
Mm, still, that's a big deal. That's a really, 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 really big deal. And sometimes things happen, things happen to us for us to help others. And even though it was a horrible experience, it was one that I would never wish for you to ever had to, to experience. It was an experience now that you can now go now and teach women a lot of stuff that they don't know because it's simple things like pap smear, ultrasounds, like getting checkups and so on. There are a lot of
Yeah.
things out there that a lot of women are not aware of, and they don't take it as seriously because they just think they're fine. They just
Yes.
think they're fine, and they're not checking it up and stuff. And I say that even myself, I wasn't checking up either. I was really not checking up until when I started coming closer to age, and I was like, you know what, I need to pay special attention to these things because you don't want something to creep up on you. So now you have that opportunity to go ahead now and partner with the Cancer Society and help those women and teach them,
Yes.
educate them, bring awareness, sensitize the public because we need this. So I really hope that you guys who are tuning in tonight, that you're really taking notes and that you're taking this seriously, especially those women, and you're really going and checking on your health, see where you stand, and make sure that nothing catches you by surprise because you are making yourself aware of the information. I know it can be very scary having to have these types of discussions because nobody
Yeah.
wants to hear that, but it's better that you know what you can be up against so that if should that ever become your portion, you know how to navigate those waters. So Regina, I just want to really say thank you for being so brave and so
You
open with us
yourself.
and and sharing that with us because I know some persons are not quite at that stage. But before we go, I have another question, and that was at any point, and I think you kind of mentioned it, but at any point through that process, did you ever felt like, like just giving up, like saying, like, God just take me now, like I can't do this no longer.
I did. I did.
You're muted again. You're muted.
So I remember going down in the van to the hospital and Ernest saying, asking me if I'm okay. I would say, I can't do this no more. I
Mm,
can't do this anymore. I just want to go. He was like, you want to go over here? I was like, I want to go home. I can't do this no more. I can't take any more treatment. I can't do no more chemos. I just want to go. My body's so weak. My body's so tired. And he was like, no, you gotta fight this true. You gotta fight this true. He said, can't fight. I don't have the strength. I don't even have the strength to talk to you right now. But
mm-hmm.
I'm here. I'm doing it. But God, but God, God,
Amen.
but God brought me through.
Yeah,
In that valley, that dark place, God brought me through. And
yeah.
I am here today to testify and to tell you, lovely people, like Kamisha said, she quoted well,
Mm,
go and get yourself checked. Don't care what area it is, breast, lungs, cervix, ovaries, whatever it is, go get yourself checked early,
yeah.
early detection.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, like I said, we're coming close to the end, and I have to ask, for that woman who is watching us right now, and maybe she might be in a similar situation of what you would have recently encountered, what would be your words of encouragement to her?
Take time for yourself. Take time for yourself. We are so busy with our children, school, getting our houses, our husbands, getting everything right, or by a certain age I have to be married, I have to got my Volkswagen, I have to get all these different, I have to have all these different things. But at the end of the day, you need your health. Take time for yourself, especially your mental health. Get yourself checked. Treat yourself. If you want to take a mental break, even to go treat yourself a little ice cream, do so. You're not being selfish. It's called self care, self love.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Well said, Regina. Well said. So you guys heard it directly from Regina. It's important that you have that self-care and that self-love, and there's nothing wrong with putting you first. Because if you are not functioning, nobody else can function. You can't assist
Right.
anyone else if you're not in that right space where you can really help. So Regina, I just really want to say thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. We have definitely enjoyed it. You've given us a lot to think about and a lot to start to put in place. And I pray that you guys who are watching us here tonight, that you don't just listen, but that you listen and you also act as well. And feel free, go right ahead, share this video with another friend. Don't assume that they may not be interested, because you don't know what they're going through. And this could be the word that they need to hear to give them that encouragement that they need to have in this season. So go ahead and do that. And also, if you have not done it already, make sure you hit that subscribe button just right below. Subscribe to this channel so that you'll be kept abreast of every video that comes out, and also like, share, and follow. So Regina, thank you so much again. And also to you viewers, we're going to see you on our next episode. Continue to keep watching as we continue to bring you those powerful stories. Have a great night, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.